Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity. Salutations and blessings to the hope-filled, believing on the words of Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. This is your brother Dawada here at the Church of Birmingham, Alabama, coming at you with another lesson. Lord willing, is edifying. And these times are truly getting bad. You know, the more and more this system continues, the more and more the Lord is bringing this place down. You know, the evils are growing. You know, the people are in a mindset of really, fuck it. You know, I have a couple articles speaking to that point. That's why the theme in the last, I would say, 5 days is to be circumspect. Because you don't know what's going through these people's mind. They got heavy demons on them, you know. And the things that they were using to suppress those demons are being slowly taken away. All right? Let's start here. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 1. Know this also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. So we are obviously in the last days. Now you go into that word perilous, it means hard to take, to bear, to approach. So the days that we're in, it's hard for these people to bear. All right? You got job cuts at an all-time high. The storehouses are suddenly being found empty. The mindset of the people is, if I don't have it and you have it, I'm going to take it. Okay? So these are, as you see, in the head are difficult times. It says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Right. All those things are occurring in these last days. It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Right. You go into this word, this phrase, without natural affection. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick. Okay. It says, without natural affection, unsociable, inhuman. See that? Inhuman. So the acts that are being done by this people are inhuman. Matter of fact, let's see if we can get this word inhuman. Right? Let's see. Yep. Inhuman describes something lacking compassion. Right. That's what man, these people don't have. It's a dog-eat-dog world, man. And it's only going to get worse. It says kindness or warmth, cruelty, brutality, or something not suitable for human beings. See that? It also refers to the lack of sympathy or a savage nature. See? And that's what we're going to get ready to see, man. These people are going to have a savage nature. All right? As the things intensify, as the food gets scarce, you know, the prices of goods go up, you know, and the people don't have answers. Guess what? They're going to turn to a brute beast mentality, man. Okay? Verse 4, it says, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. Okay? Now, let's get into some of these articles. Because that's what you're seeing. These people are lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahawashi. All right? This says, this is from lawandcrime.com. He was taking too long. Porsche driver opened fire on man trying to park truck in narrow spot outside Airbnb, police say. See that? So now the people are so far gone in the mind, they losing patience on watching you park, man. You ain't parallel parking fast enough. You know? You trying to be careful not to hit the cars in front of you and behind you, and you got a person saying you taking too damn long. It says a fight over parking at a Florida Airbnb allegedly escalated to full-blown road rage and ended in gunfire when a man driving a Porsche apparently shot a driver who was taking too long trying to fit his truck into a tight spot. See? And guess what? You're going to hear about these things occurring more and more, man. This is not going to be an isolated incident here in America, Babylon the Great. Let's go to the next article. It says 4 people, including 3 teenagers, shot on SEPTA bus in Philadelphia's Fairmont Park neighborhood, police say. So now it ain't even safe to ride the bus, man. Okay? It's not safe to do public transportation, man. All right? Let's read the first 2 paragraphs. It says 4 people, including 3 teenage boys, were shot while riding a SEPTA bus in Philadelphia's Fairmont neighborhood Saturday evening, according to police. Investigators were notified about the shooting just before 6:15 p.m. on May the 10th in Garrard Avenue near 33rd Street. After they arrived, Philadelphia police and SEPTA officers found multiple people had been shot on a Route 15 bus. See? These arguments, man. That's why we don't argue. We tell you people, you got it, man. We ain't finna go back and forth with you over anything, man. Okay? And that's the wisdom that the Lord has given us. You know? Not to be caught up in arguments, man. You know? Just taking the low. Why? Because these people are ready to lose it. This next article. It says, woman shoots husband dead in bed, then tries to kill son at work. See that? Murder-suicide, man. And guess what? Again, these things are going to grow. This is not going to be an isolated incident. No. You're going to hear more and more stories like this. It says a Pennsylvania woman has been found dead after police say she shot her husband to death, then tried to kill her son, officials say. See that? An investigation began at 9:30 a.m. Saturday, May 10th, and that's the thing, man. These things are all happening at about the same date, man. You know, showing you that these things are intensifying, they're increasing. It says an investigation began 9:30 a.m. Saturday, May 10th, with a 911 call in Upper Dublin and Philadelphia area suburb, and Montgomery County District Attorney's Office said in a May 11th news release. The caller told officers he was at his FedEx warehouse job when his mother, 57-year-old Tanya Dupree, called him out of work, pointed a gun at his head in her vehicle. See that? Dupree's adult son wrestled the gun away from her, and she fled the scene. Wow. Less than an hour later, police searched Dupree's home in King of Prussia and found her husband, 62-year-old Robert Dupree Sr., shot dead in bed. See? Then around 11:30 a.m., police found Tanya Dupree dead, officials said. See? Well, now you got these people offing their husbands, trying to kill their son. Well, the Lord said that he was going to, matter of fact, let's get it. St. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34. It says, think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but what? A sword. See that? Now I want to get this word sword more to the point, the root word of that word sword, man. Because that's what the Lord said he came. He ain't come to send peace. All right? He came to send a sword. We can get it to load, you know. Come on. Esau's technology, man, it's failing more and more. All right, here we go. Yeah, our Lord Yahawashi said, think not I've come to send peace, man, but a sword. So let's get this root word for sword. It says a fight, see that? A fight or combat of those in arms, a battle. It says a person's at variance, see? Disputants, is sexual strife, contention, yeah, arguments, man. A quarrel, yeah, that's what led to those first two articles, you know, people arguing, and it escalated to shit, people getting shot to death, man. You know? Let's see something. Let's go to the next root word. It says a fight of armed combatants or those who engage in hand-to-hand struggle, of those who engage in a war of words. Yeah, you see that? They was arguing. So the Lord said he sent these things out, man. You know? You're not going to be at peace in this time. Okay? And that was a prime example of that woman killing her husband and trying to unalive her son, man. You see? It says, verse 35, for I have come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. See that? Man, real-time prophecy playing out right before our eyes, man. Okay? Let's go to the next article. It says, family of four found dead in apartment, murder-suicide on the same day of son's high school graduation. You see? It's going to continue to increase, man. Okay? Another murder-suicide. Let's get this right here in need to know. It says a father, mother, and two teenage children are dead, following what officials are calling an apparent murder-suicide in Nebraska on May 10th. Again, May, man. May 10th. All these things are occurring the same day, and I ain't realized that, you know. I found these articles, you know, these came across the what's calling on my notifications on on Newsbreak, man. You know? And I found them and I looked them up online instead of through Newsbreak. All right? It says Jeremy Koch, a coach, which sounds like a 1948er, right? 42, is believed to have killed his wife and two children before taking his own life. See? A man variance will be those of his own household. See that? You're going to be at variance, man. The Lord is stirring this thing up. It said his eldest son was set to graduate high school on the same day the family was found dead. Now I'm just speaking through the spirit, man. This dude could have had some goddamn some DNA tests done, you know, and found out the children wasn't his, man. You know? And that infuriated him so much that he decided to put them to death, man. You know? That's the family right there, man. See? Shh. Lord is not fucking around, man. We can clearly see we're in the last days. Let's go to the next article. It says 3 teens and 12-year-old arrested in robbery and killing of Ohio man, police say. See that? So yeah, these folks doing these armed robberies and shit. You know, the brother here in the Birmingham count, the brother Tazayu Mouth. You know, the Lord preserved that brother, man. There was guys going around the neighborhood, you know, robbing people at gunpoint, you know, and the Lord had it to where a guy pulled up and told him about it, and as he continued on his way back home, he was able to scope those guys doing that, man, you know, and when he seen them, they didn't see him, but they was creeping up the block, man, and he was able to make it to his destination safely. But that shows you these dangerous times that we're in. It says 3 teenagers and a 12-year-old have been arrested in connection with a robbery that left an Ohio man dead, police said. Officers responded to a report of a shooting about 4 a.m. on April the 28th in a residential area in Columbus, where they found a man suffering from a gunshot wound, police said, in a May 7th news release. See that? So yeah, more people being unalive, man, in these perilous times. And our Lord said these are some of the signs to look for real quick. St. Matthew chapter 12. I'm going to get to the point, verse 24. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see that? So these people are not giving a fuck. From your 12-year-old, you know, all the way up to the 57-year-old woman. These people are not giving a fuck, man. You know? Now you go into this word or this phrase, wax cold. You see the word there is what? Literally psycho, man. And that's what you're seeing out of these people. A psychotic mindset. See that? Yeah, psycho. And that's what you're seeing with these people. Okay? They're willing to do anything and everything. Now keep in mind, all hell hasn't broke loose. So what is going to be when again, the food is scarce? You know? And these people don't have any recourse but to go with the sword, man. Let's get this next article. All right. It says, man kills stepbrother about to take mom out for Mother's Day. See that? Texas cops say, see? Now you killing your stepbrother, man. Okay? It says, a Texas man wanted to take his mom out for Mother's Day, but was shot to death by his stepbrother at her home, officials say. Deputies responded to the home in far north Houston at 7:30 p.m. Saturday, May 10th, and found 32-year-old Eduardo Alfaro Jr. with gunshot wounds, Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said in a May 11th news release. He was pronounced dead at the scene. See that? Hey, man. And guess what? These things are going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to intensify real quick. Let's go to, what is that? Second Ezra. chapter 14, right? Second Ezra, chapter 14, and let's get to the point, verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. See that? Greater evils. So these things are going to continue to grow. It says, for look how much the world shall be weakened through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. See that? Yeah, these evils are increasing, man. Okay? And they're gonna come in in their perfection on you people, man. Alright? That's why the scriptures give us an outline on how to operate. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, right? We are in these evil days, man. And they're going to continue to grow in their perfection. So I pray this has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Till the next time I say, Shalom.